The national flag of Brazil is a blue disc depicting a starry sky spanned by a curved band inscribed with the national motto, Ordem e Progresso, within a gold rhombus, on a green field. Brazil officially adopted this design for its national flag on November 19, 1889, replacing the flag of the Empire of Brazil. The concept was the work of Raimundo Teixeira Mendes with the collaboration of Miguel Lemos, Manuel, Pereira, Reis, and Décio. Villares. The green field and the gold rhombus from the previous imperial flag were preserved. The green represented the House of Braganza of Pedro the first emperor of Brazil, while the gold represented the House of Habsburg of his wife, Empress Maria Leopoldina. A blue circle with 27 white five-pointed stars replaced the arms of the Empire of Brazil. The stars, whose position in the flag reflect the sky over Rio de Janeiro in November 15, 1889, represent the Union's federated units, each star representing her specific state, +1 for the federal district. The motto Ordem e Progresso is inspired by Auguste Comte's motto of positivism, L'amor por principe et l'ordre por base, le progrès pour but. History. Colonial Brazil. The Portuguese territories in the Americas, corresponding roughly to what is now Brazil, never had their own official flag, since Portuguese tradition encouraged hoisting the flag of the Kingdom of Portugal in all territories of the Portuguese crown. The first Brazilian vexillological symbols were private maritime flags used by Portuguese merchant ships that sailed to Brazil. A flag with green and white stripes was used until 1692. The green and white colors represented the House of Braganza and the national colors of Portugal. In 1692, that flag was no longer used by ships that sailed to Brazil and became the flag of the merchant vessels in coastal Portugal. In 1692, a new flag was introduced for merchant vessels sailing to Brazil. The new flag had a white field with a golden armillary sphere. The armillary sphere had served as the personal emblem of King Manuel I of Portugal. During his reign, Portuguese ships used it widely, and eventually it became a national emblem of Portugal and, more specifically, of the Portuguese Empire. A similar flag was introduced for the Portuguese ships that sailed to India, but with a red armillary sphere. Despite representing the entire Portuguese Empire, the armillary sphere began to be used more extensively in Brazil, the largest and most developed colony at the time, not only in maritime flags, but also in coins and other media. It eventually became the unofficial ensign of Brazil, United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil, and the Algarves. In 1815, Brazil was elevated to the rank of kingdom, and the kingdoms of Portugal, Brazil and the Algarves were united as a single state, the United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil and the Algarves. The Charter Act of 1816 established the insignia of the new kingdom. It specified that the arms of the Kingdom of Brazil was to be composed of a gold armillary sphere on a blue field. During this time, the flag of Brazil was the flag of the United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil, and the Algarves. Empire of Brazil. The imperial flag of Brazil was designed by Jean-Baptiste Debret as the royal standard of the Prince Royal of the United Kingdom of Portugal, Brazil and the Algarves, Pedro I. After the Brazilian Declaration of Independence, and with the coronation of Pedro I as Emperor of Brazil, the royal standard was modified to become the flag of the Empire of Brazil. The new flag featured the imperial coat of arms within a gold rhombus on a green field. The green and yellow colors represented the dynastic houses of Pedro I and his consort Maria Leopoldina of Austria. The imperial flag was slightly modified during the reign of Pedro II, when an extra star was added to the imperial imperial arms to conform to the new territorial organization of the country. Republic of Brazil. Upon the proclamation of the Republic, one of the civilian leaders of the movement, the lawyer Raimundo, proposed a design for the nation's new flag strongly inspired by the flag of the United States. It was flown from November 15, 1889, until November 19, 1889, when Marshal Décio da Fonseca vetoed the design, citing concerns that it looked too similar to the flag of another state. Fonseca suggested that the flag of the new republic should resemble the old imperial flag. This was intended to underscore continuity of national unity during the transition from a constitutional monarchy to a republic. Raimundo Teixeira Mendes presented a project in which the imperial coat of arms was replaced by a blue celestial globe and the positivist motto. It was presented to Fonseca, who promptly accepted. The flag was designed by a group formed by Raimundo Teixeira Mendes, Miguel Lemos, Manuel Pereira, Reis, and Décio Villares. It was officially adopted on November 19, 1889. The flag has been modified on 3 occasions to add additional stars intended to reflect newly created states, 1960, 1968 and 1992. In contrast to many other national flags with elements representing political subdivisions, modifications to the flag of Brazil were not always made promptly upon political reorganization, resulting in multi-year periods of history where there was a mismatch between the number of stars and the number of states and federal districts. The most recent modification was made on May 12, 1992, with the addition of 4 stars to the celestial globe, and a slight change in the stars' positions was made to match the astronomical coordinates correctly. Design. The Decree No. 4, issued on November 19, 1889, legally replaced the flag used under the constitutional monarchy with the new national flag. On May 11, 1992, the Law No. 8421 altered the celestial globe with the addition of 6 stars. Construction. The precise positions of the 27 stars on the globe make the Brazilian flag one of the most complicated national flags to construct. The official design is defined by Law No. 5700, issued on September 1, 1971. The flag's length is 20 modules and the width 14, translating into an aspect ratio of 10:7. The distance of the vertices of the gold rhombus to the outer frame is a module and 7/10. The blue circle in the middle of the yellow rhombus has a radius of 3.5 modules. The center of the arcs of the white band is 2 modules to the left of the meeting point of the extended vertical diameter of the circle with the base of the outer frame. The radius of the lower arc of the white band is 8 modules and the radius of the upper arc of the white band is 8.5 modules. The width of the white band is a half of a module. The caption, Ordem e Progresso, is written in green letters. The letter P lies on the vertical diameter of the circle. The letters of the word Ordem and the word Progresso are 1/3 of a module tall. The width of these letters are 3/10 of a module. The conjunction E has a height of 3/10 of a module and a width of 1/4 of a module. The stars are of 5 different sizes: 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th magnitudes. They are drawn within circles whose diameters are 3/10 of a module for the 1st magnitude, 1/4 of a module for the 2nd magnitude, 1/5 of a module for the 3rd magnitude, 1/7 of a module for the 4th magnitude, and 1/10 of a module for the 5th magnitude. Stars. Professor Paulo Arroyo Duarte of the Federal University of Santa Catarina bears this out, saying, "In truth, the creators of our Republican flag intended to represent the stars in the sky at Rio de Janeiro at 8:30 in the morning on the 15th of November 1889, the moment at which the constellation of the Southern Cross was on the meridian of Rio de Janeiro and the longer arm was vertical." Another article, citing OCE Acute da Bandeira, by J. R.V. Costa, says the exact time was actually 8:37. This last article includes the designer of the flag's explanation of his intentions regarding the stars. According to Brazil's National Act No. 5700 of 1 September 1971, the flag portrays the stars as they would be seen by an imaginary observer an infinite distance above Rio de Janeiro, standing outside the firmament, in which the stars are meant to be placed. Thus Beta Crucis appears to the right of the constellation and Delta Crucis to the left, in mirror image of the way they actually appear in the sky. The star spike is the only one above of the white band. It symbolizes part of Brazilian territory in the northern hemisphere. The Sigma Octantis is small, but all the other stars turn around it. Its unique position in the sky of South Hemisphere represents the stability of the federal district in the Brazilian Union. The shining star and constellation represent the size of territory of the state in the Brazilian region. The flag of Brazil contains 27 stars representing the Brazilian states and the federal district. The constellation of the Southern Cross is on the meridian. To the south of it is Polaris or Australis, representing the federal district. The motto appears on a band roughly coincident with the ecliptic. A single star lies above the band, representing the large northern state of Para, which straddles the equator. A list of constellations and stars on the map. Procyon. Canis Major, 5 stars, the largest, depicting Sirius. Canopus. Spica. Hydra, 2 stars, the largest, depicting Alphard. Crux Australis, 5 stars, the largest, depicting Alpha Crucis. Sigma Octantis. Triangulum Austral, 3 stars of similar size. Scorpius, 8 stars, the largest, depicting Antares. Stars and states. The stars depicted on the flag and the states they represent are: Brazil's original federal district was created in 1889 from the former neutral municipality covering the then capital city of Rio de Janeiro, and represented on the flag by the star Sigma Octantis. In 1960, to correspond with the creation of the new capital, Brasilia, the federal district was reconstituted on new territory carved out of the state of Goiás. It continued to be represented on by the flag by Sigma Octantis. The former federal district became the new state of Guanabara, and a new star, Alphard, was added to the flag to represent it. Guanabara was eliminated as a separate state in 1975. However, Alphard was not removed from the flag, and from 1975 to 1979 it represented no state. When the new state of Mato Grosso do Sul was created in 1979, it was assigned Alphard. Colors. The flag's colors are not accurately specified in any legal document. Approximate colors are listed below. Flag Protocol. The Federal Law No. 5700, issued on September 1, 1971, defines the flag protocol in Brazil. The flag must be permanently hoisted at the Praça dos Três Poderes in Brasília. The flag must be raised and lowered daily at the presidential palaces, ministries, National Congress, Supreme Federal Tribunal, Supreme Court of Justice, seats of the executive, legislative and judicial branches. diplomatic missions, federal, state and local institutions, and merchant navy units. When a flag is no longer fit to use, it must be delivered to a military facility to be burned during a special ceremony on November 19th. The flag must be flown at half-staff when the president decrees official mourning. In addition, state and local governments may decree official mourning with the death of a Mary governor. When the flag is displayed at half-staff, prior to raising or lowering it, the flag must be raised to the top of the flagpole and then lowered to the halfway mark. When the flag is being carried in procession, a black crepe ribbon must be tied to the top of the mast. A foreign flag may only be flown with a Brazilian flag along its right side. The only exceptions are when the foreign flag is displayed in an embassy, a consulate, and in prize-giving ceremonies of sport competitions won by foreign athletes. When multiple flags are raised aloud simultaneously, the Brazilian flag must be the first to reach the top of the flagpole and the last to reach the bottom. Folding flag anthem. The Brazilian flag anthem is a hymn dedicated to the country's flag. It is performed on November 19th. The Portuguese lyrics were written by poet Olavo Bilac, and the music composed by Francisco Braga. Other flags. Naval Jack. The Brazilian Naval Jack is a rectangular flag bearing 21 white stars on a dark blue field, a horizontal row of 13 and a vertical column of 9, orthogonally displayed. Governmental flags. The president and vice president are also represented by their own flag. The presidential standard is a dark green rectangle holding the national coat of arms on its center. It is usually hoisted at the president's official residence, the Palacio da Alvorada, and at the president's workplace, the Palacio de Planalto. It is also displayed on the presidential car as small-sized flags. The vice presidential standard is a yellow rectangle with 23 blue stars disposed in a cross dividing the flag into 4 equal quadrants, with the coat of arms in the middle of the upper left quadrant. Previous flags. The list below identifies previous flags used in Brazil. Previous governmental flags. Rejected flags. The best-known rejected flags are listed below. Several projects were heavily inspired by the green-yellow Imperial flag, while a black-white-red pattern was also proposed. Those colors would represent the major groups of Brazilian population, red being the native Indians, white the European settlers and immigrants, and black the Africans.